Good afternoon and welcome to Church Street here in Huntsville, Alabama. I am Dr. Joseph Lowery, born here in Huntsville, October the 6th, 1921. This is the site of my boyhood home. I was actually born on Pulaski Pike, but we moved here when I was a small boy. And Church Street, I tell you, it was a magnificent neighborhood, businesses, residences. And from here, just past the depot to West Holmes was the Black Business District. This was our Harlem. This was our mecca of black business in Madison County and Huntsville. But this is the Church Street that I grew up on. Businesses, we had doctor's offices. We had shoe shine parlors, gas stations, dry cleaners. We had Fish Trunk's Barbecue, which was a popular spot of entertainers who used to come over to Muscle Shoals and record. One of those being Miss Aretha Franklin, and people like Sam Cooke back in the 50s would come and they would perform at Council High School and make their way down here to Church Street. And there would even be entertainment troupes that would come in from Harlem, New York, and perform at the Princess Theater. This building here stands where the Princess Theater was. And just a magnificent, on Saturdays, the street was just wall-to-wall people. You could smell the hamburgers and the grill onions and the bakery shops and just the sounds of the city. It was just full of people, and everyone was in their Sunday best and even Saturday best. So it was a fun time growing up here in Huntsville, Alabama. My father was a shop owner, a business owner. He owned a pool hall and a very successful businessman. My mother was a school teacher. My mother was one of the first African-American women to vote, to register to vote here in Madison County. But my life took a turn in 1933. As I stated, I was born in 1921. But in 1933, as I was leaving my father's business, I was but 11 years old, and a police officer was coming in, and he hit me in the belly with his billy club. Just slapped me in the belly with it. Of course, I run home, I'm crying. Prior to that, though, the officer said to me, "Get out of the way, boy. Don't you see a white man coming?" So I ran home, and my intent was to get my daddy's pearl-handled pistol, and I was going to find that officer. But this particular day, when I got home, I was leaving, and my father was there. And rarely was my father home on a Sunday morning. And he stopped me and gave me a lecture. After graduating high school, I went on to Knoxville College and also to Alabama A&M and to Payne. But my life took a turn after I became a pastor in Mobile, Alabama. I set up and orchestrated a protest and boycott of buses there. And our boycott was actually a little more successful than the Montgomery boycott. I became a pastor in 1952 there in Mobile. And there, this young preacher in Montgomery, Alabama, Martin Luther King, was pastor of the Dexter Avenue. We became contemporaries and worked together after 1955, after the Rosa Parks arrest. Of course, prior to Rosa Parks, there was Claudette Colvin, who had been arrested earlier in 1955. A couple of years later, 1957, Dr. Martin Luther King, myself, and Ralph Abernathy formed the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Dr. King became the president, I was vice president. Of course, we worked for the cause of fighting for social injustice, and I continued that for the rest of my life. I had an incident at a restaurant where I went in and ordered a Coke and a hamburger. And the lady said, "Sir, I am sorry, we do not serve Negroes here." And I said, "That's fine, I don't eat Negroes, I need a Coke and a hamburger." So I find that even today, as much as things have changed, nothing has changed. Of course, a dark day in American history was there when Dr. King was assassinated. And after his assassination, Dr. Abernathy took over a role of president of the Southern Christian Leadership. And then in 1977, I became president and served until 1997. And just continued the fight for injustice against injustice, and even going over to South Africa and lending my voice against apartheid. So that gives you a little snippet of the life of Dr. Joseph Lowery, social justice advocate from Huntsville, Alabama.